Hey everyone, it is Mike the Dad Nerd here, and today we're doing a quick video on my favorite Docker container that I run in my home lab. For me, the best Docker container is one that solves something for you, and for me, it's something that automates something that was manual before and makes your life easier. And you guys know, if you're into home labs, there are a ton of fantastic Docker containers out there, but this one might be one that you don't have and you're not utilizing. And it's especially important if you are an iPhone user, if your family utilizes kind of the Apple ecosystem. If you take photos and store them in Apple iCloud, you guys are going to love this Docker container, and it's actually going to lead into one of my other favorite Docker containers that we'll do a separate video on. So without further ado, what is my favorite Docker container that I run in my home lab? Well, it's icloudpd. So icloudpd is a Docker container that you can run on your system. You authenticate it with your Apple credentials, and essentially what it does is every night it goes out to iCloud and pulls in all of your photos into whatever directory on your server you want them to. So what this has solved for me was backing up all of the photos that my wife and I take on our iPhones. And before, I was utilizing different apps that your phone was responsible for the upload. So if you were using Nextcloud, back in the day, Plex Photos used to even have an upload feature. Those require your phone to be the source of uploading all the files. And getting my wife on board with that, making sure she had the app set up correctly, making sure the app was running in the background, and all of that was just becoming more pain than it was worth. And so I had stopped doing it, and I had relied on the iCloud essentially being our backup. But that meant I didn't have a local source for all of our photos on our server. And that's something I really wanted. Well, enter icloudpd. And icloudpd solves that for us. Our phones don't need to do any of the upload. This is reaching out directly to the Apple iCloud and pulling the photos and videos down from there, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. So today I'm going to walk you guys through how to get this installed on Unraid. Very similar for other systems. You'll just probably have to do a little bit more of the Docker config, but on Unraid, this could not be any easier. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the GitHub for icloudpd. This is where you guys can pull this Docker container from, depending on what system you're running. Unraid has this in the community application store is where we're going to pull this from. But if you guys want to run this on any other system running Docker, it is the docker-icloudpd with some great instructions. And there is a configuration link here as well in the configuration.md file that walks you through all the variables and how you would get this set up on any other system. But let's go ahead and jump over to Unraid and get this set up. So over in Unraid, I am on the community applications tab, and I'm just going to search for icloudpd. And there's really only one option here. So this is where you would click the install button and get it installed. I've already installed it, so I'm going to jump over to my configuration. One thing to note is that it is one container per iCloud library. What I mean by that is I run two instances of this Docker, one for my iCloud library. I run a separate instance for my wife's iCloud library. I have them download into separate folders within my Photos share on Unraid, but you can't run multiple people's iCloud from one container. Easy enough, though. You just spin up a second instance and you put in their credentials for their container. So I run two of these, but let's just talk about my main one for myself. So now jumping over to the setup of the application in Unraid, it's pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to plug in the email address for your Apple ID, and then you want your app data where it's going to store not the photos, but where it's going to store the app data for the Docker. So for me, all of that is always stored in the app data folder. Synchronization interval, this is really where you can tell it how often you want it to synchronize. It doesn't have to be daily. It could be every 12 hours. It could be every week, whatever you want it to be. I leave it at the default for every 24 hours. That's fine. This is a backup for me. So it's pulling every night. The data variable, now this is where it's going to store your actual photos. So what I have done is I created a share in Unraid for photos, and then I created a subfolder within that share called Mike iCloud. I have a separate folder called Hannah iCloud for my wife, but for me, I want to make sure that those are separate. So I do put it in this subfolder of Mike iCloud. And that's essentially it. I did put in the time zone, but once you have those variables plugged in, you can go ahead and spin up the Docker. You can go ahead and click create and it will fire it up. Now there's a few more steps that we need to do to get it running, but the Docker will be running at this point, but it will not be synchronizing anything. There's a few more things that we need to do that are pretty important. One of the interesting parts about icloudpd is that you do need to create a .mounted file wherever you are storing your photos. So if you remember, for me, I'm storing it in that photo share under the my iCloud library folder. What I need to do is I need to create a file called .mounted and just put it into that share. Easiest way to do that I have found is just open up Notepad, don't put anything in, do a save as, go to just save it anywhere. So I'm gonna save it to my desktop, and I am just going to save this as untitled. Save it. And then what I do is I open back up my desktop. I find that untitled.txt. I click to edit the name. I edit the entire name. And all I do is I just put .mounted with no file name in front of it. Click enter. Yes, I want to change it. And now I have a .mounted file. So from this point, it's going to be different for everyone. But all you need to do is you need to put that .mounted file into your data folder. So what I would do is I would go to my shares. So if I go to shares and I go to my photos, I'm going to go down to my iCloud and I'm going to go to upload and I'm going to go to my desktop and find that .mounted file and put it in there. So that is extremely important. Your synchronization will not happen if you do not have the .mounted file wherever you told icloudpd to start storing photos. So the final step here is to actually get the Docker container initialized. If you remember, when we set up the Docker container, we gave it the email address for the iCloud account, but we have not given it the password. We haven't gone through the two-factor authentication if you have that set up. So that is what we need to do now. On Unraid, the easiest way I found to do that is to click on your Docker container and go to console. And then what you're going to type, and I will put this in the description below, but it's sync-icloud.sh. and then --initialize, which is capitalized. Once you hit enter, I've already hit enter, it will run through the initialization process. It'll ask you for the password for your account. It will also walk you through if you have two-factor authentication through iCloud. It'll give you the option to actually do that two-factor authentication, and then you should be good to go, and it will fire up the first round of syncing for you. That first round of syncing can take a long time, and you've got to remember that it's going to download your entire iCloud library to wherever you have mapped it to. So it can take a little bit of time. It's also going to take a little bit of bandwidth, so just be prepared for that fact. But once you have that done, you now have your entire iCloud library stored locally, and you can do a lot of things with that. It's pretty powerful to have all of your photos backed up. My favorite way to manage all of those photos once they are on my system is to use another fantastic Docker container called Immich. So Immich for me is a Docker container that I run on that same server, on my Unraid server, and I point the libraries back to those two folders, my wife's icloudpd sync folder and mine. And then I'm able to view all of those photos in a really nice, clean UI that is very similar to something like Google Photos or iCloud Photo Library, where it gives you memories, you can search by people. Here's just a quick screenshot. I don't want to show you all my photos of my system, but this is kind of a quick glance of what my Immich looks like. You can see that actually we were just yesterday at my boys' basketball game, and it already last night, icloudpd went and pulled those from the cloud, and then Immich is recycling and scanning that library folder, so it already has all of our photos in here. So it's a very clean way to view all of the photos. I have Immich pull from my wife's library and mine, and we just share one login, but Immich does allow you to have multiple users, and you can pull and separate those libraries out so you guys can keep your system separate if you want. For us, we were actually looking for a way to integrate to see all of our photos in one place, and this was the best way to do that. But you do have a lot of flexibility with Immich. Immich is something that I want to do a much more in-depth video on. I think it deserves its own video, and how to set it up in Unraid and all of the features and great things that you can do with it. So that will be coming in the future. And with all of that, I hope this video helped you guys out. Hope you enjoyed my favorite Docker container. And if you're an iOS user or if you're in the Apple ecosystem, I think it really does solve a very niche problem that a lot of us have in getting local backups of all of our photos and videos. If you like this content, if you like home labs, home automation, Docker containers, all of that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're back in the YouTube game now. It took a few years off, but we're back putting out a lot of content around that. I hope to catch you guys next time, but until then, tech on.